Temur Delver.
Tron is a rough pull for fair decks.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have Tron yet. There's a tower in his hand, though, and the board is empty, so usually this is a good spot for Tron.
Yeah, frequently the games that the Delver deck wins involve getting an early Delver online, using cryptic commands and remands to put the Tron player off balance. The later the game goes, the more likely an Ulamog just shows up and closes it.
All right, life totals are correct here. Todd fetching down to 11.
Now, Todd is heavy on Ceremonious Rejection.
3 copies, yep.
That can cover most things, cast triggers being the primary concern. Though Han's Mana's not online. You mentioned there's no Tron here.
Yeah, well, there's a tower in his hand, which I think means this might be a line where Todd has been progressively crypticing the Tron off the board.
So you need a threat.
Right, he doesn't have that yet. But now Alex is 2 turns away from Tron as both tower and power plant have been bounced. He has 2 mines and 2 forests. Todd, a Delver of Secrets left on top after Serum Visions.
And a Ceremonious Rejection under it to both transform the Delver
and
have a good backup.
Todd might be okay. He's got Ceremonious Rejection in hand. He's got Disdainful Stroke as well.
Yeah, these cards are really strong.
These work.
The issue in the matchup continues to be Han's ability to present Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger.
You can't answer that one, yeah. Delver of Secrets from Todd. We know the next card is Ceremonious Rejection. Alex going to go ahead and Spatial Contortion the Delver.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that might even be worth fighting over, isn't it?
You got to keep this threat up.
See what Todd has. Remand. And if Alex recasts it, Todd can Spell Pierce it. Alex will crack the Expedition map then instead of contorting.
Yeah, cracking map there.
That's
reasonable.
Wise. I like this a lot. So now if he'll have tons of mana next turn, right? He'll make the tower, and they can Spatial Contort it then.
Yes. Possible we saw a Spell Pierce in the second game, or at least have it on your radar. I guess that's actually in Todd's main deck this weekend.
And this is an Urza's Factory Alex is getting?
I have lost to Urza's Factory in Modern.
Well, Todd might lose to it. That's really good here.
Yeah, if you can get the Delver off the table.
You can't Ceremonious Rejection Urza's Factory.
That's true. Once the Tron is actually online, that's another sort of uncounterable threat.
And Chromatic Star from Alex says go. Now, once we see the card on top, if Todd flips it, it's too late.
Yeah,
swing for 1.
It's too late for the Delver to not be transformed.
I guess Special Contortion hits it anyway. I was thinking it was Warping Whale.
Yes.
But no, it's +3, -3. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Warping Whale has more tension.
Back over to Alex. He actually just took 3, still not going for the Contortion anymore. And I guess why would he? He's got Urza's Factory. That actually covers the Delver until it transforms.
Yeah. It doesn't take too long. He's paying a little bit of respect to Cryptic Command. Though that's a fine card to get tagged by the Cryptic. You do want to get the Delver off the table.
Yeah, right now it is just a Delver. It's not an insect, so 9 minutes remaining in the round. We see it looks like going to be a Sylvan Scrying for Alex. With Urza's Factory in play, more mana is pretty welcome.
Yes. Start cranking out those assembly workers. Cast some spells on top of it.
The low cost of 8 mana for a 2/2.
Yep.
He finds Sanctum of Ugin.
It's tough to interact with lands in Modern.
Last time I remember seeing this card see constructed play was Time Spiral Block Constructed. It was very big in the Mystical Teachings deck.
Yeah. It's a nice card.
Todd, still no transform on the Delver. It'll attack, or will it?
I'm not interested in making that attack.
You want to attack into the factory?
I don't want to get eaten by a 2/2.
Here's Tarmogoyf from Todd. And from Alex, here's a 2/2. Look at all that. That's what I like to do with my Tron, is make a 2/2.
Good payoff.
7 mana. Just works out just right. Oh, we do not have an Assembly Worker token?
I don't know did they make a token for that?
Yes.
I know there's a card that is Assembly Worker.
I think so.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of ever seeing it. An actual token.
Alex cracks Chromatic Star. You might be right. Charmer Whip's a 5/6 right now. Karn Liberated, found from Alex. Now Todd has a bunch of counterspells for that.
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Well, Sanctum of Ugin's here, though.
That makes it better.
So the problem is you can counter it. You can counter it. It's fine. That's the annoying part. Yeah, we'll make Karn sacrifice Sanctum. You need to disallow now, too. I don't think you play it. I'll go get Ulamog. Or World Breaker. We'll see.
Yeah. Anderson waiting for the trigger to resolve. The trigger resolves before the spell.
Is he?
Then he'll counter the Karn.
Ryan, is he going for Wormcoil Engine? He has an Ulamog, right?
Yeah, there's 2 in the main deck. I can't imagine.
Oh, we found Wormcoil. I think he's boarded them out.
Yikes.
I mean, it's got to be, right? He's found Wormcoil here. If he had Ulamog still on the list, he'd be getting it.
I understand from a mana efficiency perspective why you would think Ulamog would be tough in a matchup like this.
If you think that this is like a traditional Delver deck, it makes sense.
But it's a blue deck is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to get these cast triggers.
And as it is, Todd just remands the Karn.
Now, counterspells haven't really been in vogue in Modern for a while.
Right. But Todd likes him. Here's Disdainful Stroke on that Wormcoil.
Yeah, but this is really going to punish Han.
If only we had that Ulamog. Anyway, Todd draws. Still has not transformed his Delver.
Yeah, the transforming the Delver, not really the orders. I mean, he would have chipped in for some more damage already. I think this turn it would be the 6th point. That is meaningful. I guess 7th because he couldn't attack into the 2/2. Some reasonable number. But mostly the fight has been about these counterspells. It would not have been fast enough if Han just untaps, has Ulamog, exiles both the creatures.
Serum Visions from Todd. He keeps both on top. One of them is a Ceremonious Rejection. And without Ulamog, I actually think a blue deck can win the late game against Tron.
Yeah, Ulamog's the most important card. It's not even particularly close.
Yeah, I mean, Urza's Factory will be good.
It's fine, but there's too many threats now.
Yeah.
Oblivion Stone's still great here, if you can get one to resolve.
I don't think so. Todd has a Ceremonious in hand and another one on top of the deck.
Yep, that makes it really hard.
It's going to Vendilion Click in Alex's draw.
That is definitely selling that Anderson has Oblivion Stones covered.
Unless there's 2 of them.
That'd be
Then
bad.
you lose.
That'd be bad.
Stirring, Spatial Contortion, Karn are all in Alex's hand. He's going to spatially contort the Vendilion Click, and then we see Karn. It's like Nature's Claim. Is that right? Nature's Claim, Karn, Ancient Stirrings, and 2 more Tron pieces.
Anderson's sideboard does have those Spreading Seas. I assume that's what the claim is hanging out for.
That makes sense to try to free those up.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, it's not going to matter. And we do see Todd's hand. It's Ceremonious Rejection, and we know the top card of his deck is another Ceremonious Rejection.
Yeah, the game continues to be about Alex wanting to have Ulamog in his hand.
Right, I don't know, and Todd says keep it, and that makes sense. If he has 2 Ceremonious, Alex's hand is unlikely to be able to beat that.
Yes.
Top 5, there's an Ugin, there's a Karn, there's another Tron piece.
These are the kind of spells that are good if you resolve them.
Yeah, they are colorless though. He finds Ugin.
That is not going to happen.
These just aren't going to resolve. I suppose if he had enough mana to cast them both this turn, I think he's short on that.
Yeah, but Anderson can reasonably let a Karn resolve. He can beat a Karn.
Yeah, he can beat a Karn.
He's set up with multiple threats.
Got to keep an eye on that clock, though. 3 minutes remaining. Todd needs to win in that amount of time. I think he should be able to.
Right. We're in the position where it seems like Todd should be able to win an extra turn. Certainly if he's 1-3-5. Probably if he's 2-4.
Right.
But, we do want to get this game actually played to a conclusion.
Yeah, and he said it should.
And there is Karn attempted by Alex.
Oh, I want Todd to let this resolve. That's so good. And he says it. Yeah, he says it's fine. He's seen Ugin. He's got to respect Ugin.
Yep.
And -3, we will exile away the Tarmogoyf. Alex says go. Top card, a second Ceremonious. So now Todd 2 Ceremonious. And I love this. You can attack down the Karn, attack Alex, counter the next 2 spells. This should be fine.
Right.
That's what Todd will do. Really great play.
Hitting the Karn with one of the aberrations doesn't even impact the clock.
Yeah.
Because Han was at 14.
Alex needs to draw 3 pieces of 3 threats. He only has 1.
Yeah, these rejections are really nice. I don't think that Anderson's going to be able to convert the Spell Pierce. Window for that looks to be over.
Yeah. Such discipline on Todd's side to not counter Karn.
Yeah, it really shows his experience.
Todd says go, or Alex says go. Todd swings with 2 insects. It's for 6.
Yeah, Karn's the kind of thing that is almost always game over on turn 3. But there's a reason that decks that are trying to make 7 land drops are not playing Karn in Modern.
Yeah, because if you don't make it on turn 7, it's actually pretty answerable.
It's so good on turn 3 and pretty slow on turn 100.
Here's a factory token as Alex goes to 5. That's not going to do much. You can claim a token. Those are artifacts, so that'll work. He swings for 2, puts Todd to 9.
Yeah, that lifelink, that could, or life gain rather, that could mean something.
Right. Just under a minute before you go into turns. Todd's got to be careful here with the clock. Swings for lethal. This should get the Nature's Claim from Alex, so claim the Assembly Worker token. Todd can just say fine. He's thinking about spell piercing.
I think he has Snapcaster Cryptic Command.
Okay. See if he wants to use it that way. He could also just let it get claimed.
Yeah, it's not likely to cost him anything, though, because he can Snapcaster Cryptic Command and still have both rejections up.
Okay.
He just has 2 non-blue sources, if I'm not mistaken. There's the Forest and the Stomping Ground.
Yeah, you're right.
There's nothing that can really happen from here. The Urza's Factory can't produce a blocker for flying creatures.
Snapcaster, Cryptic Command. See if Alex can respond. We have reached time, Alec. This is Todd's attack, so Todd is turn 0. Don't think we'll need all 5. Todd's going for the win right here.
I don't think we're going to need 1.
Bounce, draw on the token, and Alex will claim it again in response.
Okay, now we're going to need at least 1 of the extra turns.
So Alex goes to 9, then drops to 3.
I'm thinking we'll get through 2 of them.
Turn 1 is Alex's. He is looking to be dead here. He's only got 2 cards in his hand, and Todd has 2 counter spells.
Yes.
He doesn't have that Ulamog. We mentioned that, and that's going to get him here.
Yeah, we're still at a point in the game where Ulamog would be great.
Yeah, still win.
That window has never passed, believe it or not. The 10-mana spell continues to be good. Getting to the window, it can take some work. I get that, but the card is just too good.
Here's Ugin. Todd will say no. He will reject the Ugin. Alex passes, 1 card in hand. Todd's turn 2. And full attack should do it. 2 flying attackers. It's just not enough for Alex to survive. He could claim the token again. All right, he will.
He is really heavy on Nature's Claim.
Todd can't stop it. That's going to work.
Yeah, that buys a turn.
So Alex will go up to 7, then down to 1.
Anderson now realizing he didn't untap his lands. Thought this attack was probably good. Makes sense.
Right. Well, yeah, Todd does get 1 more attack. Is there like a fog Alex can draw here? Is there something that works, Ryan? Can he force the Did he force the draw?
He has a Thragtusk in his side, 3 Thragtusk in his sideboard.
But he's at 1. It doesn't work. It's not enough.
That's not enough. You would need that plus something.
Chromatic Sphere. Todd says no. Ceremonies rejection. You're out of cards.
Yeah.
Shake of the hand. Todd Anderson gets it in turn number 4. A Teamer Delver moves to 3-0. A win against Tron.